Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Today I'm going to be doing an absolutely brilliant build designed by the great talents of Fink, and I actually got this from Cozmic Scale Models. This is the Spaceballs Eagle 5. Now, if you haven't seen my video before, I have put a link up here, which is the unboxing of the Eagle 5. Now, I did actually do a members live stream, a long time ago, just showing me putting together the first wing of the Eagle 5. You're actually going to see what that looks like when it's completed and how I've got on from that so far in the last couple of weeks. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Okay, so I've already stuck the wings together. That's the easy bit to do, just putting this onto this centre bit here and this bit here. We do have an end to go in here as well, but what I want to do is, if you're looking this still of the film, this has actually got a grill section in, and you can actually see some thing in there. I don't know what it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to grind this out and leave a frame. Now, I've already done one side here, which looks just like that. That's how I've ground it out. I'm actually using one of these. Tyrell Models actually do this. And it's a little grinder. And all you do, it's got 3 speeds. And it's just a case of plunging this in here. Wear a respirator when you're working with resin. And make a hole. And then basically just start grinding away. Now, at the moment, I'm only using this one just to create the hole. You could use a drill for that, and obviously a bigger drill, the easier it will be. And then this is really for your fine details in the corners. What I'm going to do is get this Allen key here, loosen this off, and then get the big boys in, which is that massive grind there. This is going to take away most of that material. So it's quite noisy, but from experience, it's going to take about 10 minutes to grind this out. So let's come back and see what this looks like. So all of this has been cut out, as you can see here. And what I've done is I've created, just with some wire mesh here, some grills that look like this, which will be going into these things here. Let's just give you an idea of how these are going to kind of look. In here like that. Now there is going to be some sort of tube which I've got to create, which is going to go in here, but for light and stuff like that, I'm going to need to paint this whole thing matte black, even though it's going to be white afterwards. There is one other thing I'm going to need to do, and is I need to trace some sort of wire here because I want to have some lights on the wings. So need to have a think about that. So threading this through was a nightmare, but as you can see, I've actually passed the wire on the outside of this, because when this is primed and painted, that's just going to look like a detail on the side of the on the wing. But that's where the little SMD light is going to go, just in the end there. It probably will be static. In the film it's static. I don't know yet, haven't figured that one out, but I think I can now prime this completely black, but I will put some masking tape just over that SMD. And now the joy of waiting for paints to stop. So I've been using matte black Army Painter Colour Primer. And this is pretty much all black at the moment. So as I said, I did put a little bit of masking tape over that light. If I just move this out of the way, you can hardly see those cables now. So this is what's looking like at the primer coat. I have masked off anything I don't want. This yellowish greyish whites that I'm going to do at the moment. So that's pretty much what I'm ready to do now. Now obviously I've got the light here, which I'm going to need to cover up again. Also I am going to be making lights underneath this section, but I did want the inside still black, which is why that's now masked up. So this is what it looks like after it's had a coat of this Ford Ivory White. I don't know if that's the right colour or not. I have done a couple of little touch-ups there, so it will need another coat, as you see around here and stuff, but I do like the colour. I think we're going to do well with that. Now in regards to the chassis and the floor pan of the Eagle 5. This is what I'm going to be flocking. But on this side, obviously, we've got the little drive shafts and stuff for the wheels to go, which are going to go in here. I don't think I'm going to put a thing in to connect these. The reason being is because it's going to be on a stand. I'm not going to have a drive shaft in it because I am aiming to have some electrics going through here. And I don't want that to impede it. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm actually going to glue these in rather than paint them separately. And then I'll weather them and stuff while it's on here. But the whole thing I want to do at the moment is just this side, including the sides. I want to get that matte black colour as well to start off with. And there we go, that's all primed up. So let that dry overnight, I think, now before I start putting some silver dry brushing on here. Now this is the flock. This is the colour the carpet's going to be. Now I have got this shade, which is a hell of a lot lighter. I'm going to mix it with this shade here. I just want a brownish look, as close to that as I can possibly get. And there you go, that's done. I'm going to leave that to dry, all ready to flock. But we can't flock this straight away because if we were, when we put all the interior parts on, it's going to ride on top of the carpet I put in. So I am going to need to make a note of areas which I can't flock. Okay, I had to tilt the table down because obviously without the wall in, it can't stand up by itself. But I want to have an idea of what I'm actually flocking and what areas are going to be having partitions and beds and stuff like that. So what I'm going to have to do is get a pencil line and draw around them. And then they're the bits that I don't apply glue to. But there is a pinball machine here. That could go anywhere on top of the flocking, so there's no problems with that. But it's going to be a big job planning this out. Now the flocking I'm going to do in the next video. And you can see the pencil lines in there. So basically I'll be putting wood glue all over everything outside of those pencil lines, ready to flock. Now the thrusters at the back are going to have a bulb into this section here. Now I've just put a 3mm white bulb in there. It should be enough, but what I need to do is paint this black, and then this center section is going to be silver, and then it's going to have like tan and charred burnt inside it like an engine would be. Now when this slots into this point here, which I've covered up at the moment, which is already black, I am going to have to put some filler around there because this doesn't actually fit very flush in there, so there is a gap. So that's something that I need to look at. And to give you an idea of how that engine at the back's now looking, that's with the battery in. Pretty cool. So now this is all painted, obviously not weathered or anything. I'm going to do that once it's all together. And I've got the LED in the back. I've got the LED on the side here. Everything's working. I just need to make another wing now. And this is where I was going to finish the video showing you the actual flocking of the interior chassis. Now I was aiming to do that on the live stream for the members last Wednesday. Didn't go to plan at all. Right, this stuff comes double bagged, as you can see. If this stuff goes anywhere, you're going to have a bad time. This is, you really don't want this getting in your lungs big time, because yeah, it's pretty dangerous stuff. Okay, let's start getting this glue on. Now, as long as it's covering, I'm going to be okay, I think. I just don't want it to dry too quickly. Are you ready? Let's see how this goes. This is going to be the car crash, I know it is. Got some big bits in here. Let me just shake that up a bit. This isn't coming out very well. What is going on? Oh dear. What's going on? It's not working. It's just not coming out. Why isn't it coming out? I've tried that. Okay. That is an absolute car crash. Oh. What the hell? It's flopped a bit of it. But, wow. I've never had a failure so much. That is crazy failure. Okay, stand by. That was an absolute car crash. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it off now as well. I can probably wash this whole thing, but hardly any flock went on it. I don't know what happened there. That was just weird. Absolutely weird. We're going to go back to the thing. I'm going to soak this in water before that dries, because I could have a bad time. 1 second. I need to figure out what's going on with that flock. I've never had flock like that before. We've never flocked like that before. And now the next car crash has happened. Okay, I put that on the floor in front of the air conditioner, which is now blowing it everywhere. Look, it's come out perfect. Look, I've managed to get all the glue off without taking any paint off. So, car crash averted. This isn't how flock should be, just so you know. Let me just have a look at the rest of this in here. Look, let me get some more out. Look, flock should be like dust. It's the flock. The flock is what's caused the problem. So in the business, that's what we call a car crash stream. And believe me, most of my Wednesday night streams are car crash streams. But yeah, everything went wrong. So I have got some more flock coming. The good thing is all the mistakes and errors that I made doing that, which wasn't really my fault. The company have admitted that there's something wrong with their flocking powder. Basically, I've got that coming and I can actually put that on. I managed to get all the old flock off, so we're okay there. So I think that's probably a good place to end, giving me no end of stress. I think when we come back to this again, I will have the second wing done, and then we're going to start doing the electrics going into the main body of the Spaceballs Eagle 5. Anyway, I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.